woke up with like a migraine this morning, so it's been a slow day. We're gonna draw my dad's old English leather. My mom had like a box of all of his old aftershaves, and I don't really use them, but they're pretty. They smell nice. They smell like my dad. It's crazy how good measuring feels. It like instantly calms me. My hand is gonna move a lot as I'm drawing, but I am seeing patterns already starting to emerge, like a motion from left to right. The water, or like the liquid inside the aftershave itself, is leveling out in the plane of the table that my hand is resting on. I have that like very definitive perspectival level, which is this like oily substance, this really tiny interval at the very top of the glass. So it's this like really small shape, and it has a lot of weight on the rest of the image. So these like bigger, kind of more elaborate glass panes, the little sliver feels really important, feels really directional or really guiding. Because I'm holding it in my hand, it's kind of resting against the back of my knuckles. So maybe this can be the outer limit of our image. So I'm really trying to respond to this, that motion I talked about earlier, where everything is rotating around the outside of the hand. And eventually you might want to stop and render out a contour or try to find shape or form. But you're gonna notice that I don't tend to do that, or confusing, because there are just so many little areas of occlusion that happen when you're dealing with a hand, when you're dealing with a keyboard, you're dealing with things with all these like ligaments and articulations. So like a hand articulates, it like moves, it has all these folds and bends. I'm really liking this like super clean straight lines. I used to use a level when I was drawing figures in my class. I would always hold up a level to my page and just put like a nice straight line across the whole thing so that I could have like a reference to battle like the parallax of everything. So like when I'm looking at something, these distortions, like this seems really far away to me, but if I like lean over the book, it's like in the right perspective. So things sometimes get skewed when you're like analyzing and measuring so directly from real life. So putting like a reference on the page really helps. I've been really obsessed with this like kind of Conte-like, it's a rectangular piece of graphite, and I dropped it on the floor earlier and I couldn't find it, so I picked up a bunch of random like drawing supplies that my family gave me for the holidays that were from like my old bedroom growing up. And initially it would have like a lot more value because the square piece of graphite has kind of turns and curves that I can like respond to with it. These, it's more of like an accumulation of little marks. The usual Twitch streamer thing, but like I have a Discord in the about section. We have a few people who have joined it, and the goal there is to have people share art in the art section. So I teach at a university. I'm a like painting instructor. University is behind this like absurd paywall, at least in the States. I don't know where you are, but here it's really just so inaccessible. And I was like, streaming is a good place to maybe do this art teaching thing in some like really relaxed way. Oh, cool. Do you do masonry too? I used to do fake masonry on movie sets. So I would do this, but without the stones. These drawings, they have a really sensitive like tonal range, and one thing that might help is just to give like your background a value. Like in the hand, if your background had a value, I think the finger would feel a lot less flat. Yeah, they all have like kind of a higher value, so it makes it like, especially here, so this really dark value on the outside of his hair. It's creating like a really good place for all the values inside his face. But if you had like maybe a middle value outside everywhere, it would feel like his face was a part of some world. It would just give like a better ambience to the image itself. And you get like really good at drawing angles and like contours and shapes and things by doing that. But then once I started trying to draw people in environments, I started having to like really focus on all the interactions of shape and form and how things go together. I need to write my curriculum out for this next semester. I'm teaching a figure drawing class. So like we work from home when it comes to our art and like that stuff, so that hasn't really been affected as much. I mean, it has, because everything has, but like in terms of us doing like especially artwork, you can always be working on artwork. It's not like it pays you anything. At least the school I work for was really good at dealing with COVID. Yeah, so she's a musician, and I had mentioned it before, but you can find her music on kiraborneman.com. I love the social aspect of streaming because it's like such an intimate thing to like watch other people do this stuff. After grad school, I moved back in with my parents and I was there for a while I was doing the movie stuff that I was talking about. And then I moved into the city and met Kira, and now I have a lot better of an environment to stream in, so it's like really nice.
Perfect?
Yes, it's perfect.
No.
Well, you are perfect, and it's perfect.
Yes.
That's Kira. Sorry, I'm navigating things and also like introducing Kira.
Thanks so much for watching Davey's stream. Yeah, it's funny because I've heard him saying like, oh, Kira's playing Horizon Zero Dawn. If your game sounds, Kira's playing her, and I'm like, people are gonna just be like, is that her job?
So that's Kira's website, or did I not even post it into the...
Would
I didn't
highly
post it
recommend.
into the chat.
And this one is just like, just such an experience. It's like, very good suggestion.
And the new one too, I think they're talking about.
Yeah, I should check out the new one because I played probably the first Tomb Raider. Shocking, like the how that would, because it would be like, okay, whoops, I just killed my character.
This game is so shocking.
It's very
when
shocking.
when she falls off a ledge, like the fall is real. You just like see her character just like everyone trading follows. That's the way this goes. Even as a like professor, having my dream job, like being able to work as a faculty member in a university, that's like been the goal since I started off. I'm like never going to make much from that, you know. And that's fine with me, but it's because I had like a privileged space enough to be able to afford to like go and like take on certain amounts of debt and things like that. And it's really frustrating to me as a person who's passionate about like teaching and art and trying to rationalize this for like my students or like people who have trouble being able to like take on that amount of debt. It's not a good system.